A 6-0 victory over Anguilla to start your CONCACAF Nations League over Anguilla to start your CONCACAF Nations League 2023-2020. Well, you would have added to your lineup that we didn't see in the previous tournament.
Because it's very good at winning the ball, very active and clean also in passing.
Especially 3 coming in quick succession, like you had 3 goals in the 25th, the 32nd, the 38th and the 40th minute. A little bit different in the second half. What changed in the second half? Did you ask for more lax in terms of the intensity, your general thought, and not being as successful in the second half as compared to the first half?
I think this is nature. You know, players scored 5 goals in the first half, so what they show up for the second half. They, you know that they will kind of drop the intensity because they feel like job is halfway done, and the heat is a big factor as well. And we know we're playing in 3 days. So I really believe in consciously the players just want to make sure they keep the score, but they will not go as much forward to score more goals. And then I also believe the opposite team made some adjustments. The players, in spite of the score, were a little more confident and tried more things. And it's just an overall combination. We scored 1 on a set piece, not even in the play, in the course of play. But I believe it's a naturally you would drop your intensity after scoring so many first half.
What's your next task after this start? The next match is?
Well, you know, it's a bit difficult because we don't know the opponents. So you can really focus on yourself, make sure you recover well. We'll be traveling to St. Kitts and just prepare the next game. We won't do much at training, but a lot of recovery. And just remain faithful to what we did today. Doesn't really matter what the opponent will offer. We'll make sure we play our game and hopefully we'll finish with a win as well.
Yannick, good to see you again. Usually regular start at this time, you came on as a substitute. What are your general thoughts on how you thought the team played, especially in the first half, and how were you able to contribute when you entered the pitch?
Well, good afternoon everyone. I really feel that the team did the job, even though I think that we could have probably bring a little more, but like the coach said, I feel like the heat was a really big factor also, but overall I feel like we did the job.
You did the job. How long have you been preparing for this particular match? In terms of how long have you been in training?
But we really didn't have much time, so I'd say probably a week to prepare this game. So really short, but we just have to do what we have to do and just go forward.
We've been joined by a new player. Can you tell us your name, please?
My name is Danilo Carlos.
And you play in what league?
I play in Semarang League.
Or in the Semarang League. How did you think that your team performed today?
I find it performed very well.
What was the condition like out there in terms of the humidity? You hear the coach talking about the heat, Yanni talking about the heat. What was your general assessment of the heat out there?
Of the heat of the game?
Of the, yes.
They bring in, they do good in the middle field. I find them make a lot of help.
Addition, aside from those 2 new players that I mentioned, were there any other addition to the squad that we would have seen in last tournament?
Yes, but it's also players who could have been added, but maybe there was an injury, maybe there was an issue with the club, because sometimes the club could be a bit difficult to release the players. So along the way, some players were here because the club let them come, others were not, and this time we try to have some kind of, this is a struggle we face in St. Martin, and we work with it, and obviously you always see a few new faces from time to time, but this is our overall.
And then your general thoughts, as we always ask, your thoughts on the benefit of this particular tournament to the region and to the team around this particular part. How important is it for the CONCACAF Nations League?
It is, because it gives the players something to look forward to. Most of the time, if you train and you actually get ready if you're trained for nothing, it's very difficult for players. If you're trained looking forward to an international competition representing your country, you will train different. And obviously, if you finish first of your group, you could move on to the highest group or higher group. You could try to qualify for the World Cup. There are so many things coming after this that as a sportman, as a football player, you need to be looking forward to something to push you to get better and to improve. So any competition, because we need a lot of competition in the Caribbean to try to raise the level of play.
Anguilla, but let's say you were speaking to the Anguillan public now who likes victories like any other country and the citizens. How would you speak to Anguilla, the general public, and the way how the Anguilla anyone have you been?
Well, I would say it's a long-term plan, and when you go for you season your meat, you put it in the fridge, and you wait until the next day. That's just for food. So imagine how long it would take to develop players. Patience, 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 and trust. And it will be 21, 22, 23. Let's see how good they will be. Until then, let them work in peace. That's my opinion. Thank you so much.
The St. Martin team, and now we'll have members from the Anguilla.
Good afternoon, guys. Again, commiserations on the loss this evening. So to show that the team was looking to really put a good result on the board, but nevertheless, I guess that's the game. We were virtually working with a new lineup, a very young.
Unfortunately, this game is about moments, and there were a few moments that just turned the tide and made the score what it is. I love the effort that guys played. There is work to be done.
The first goal came in the 6th minute, and then the second goal came in the 25th minute. A succession of goals in it.
Organization is a major part of football. That's why we start play, we go on boards and those little things. So we were disorganized in moments. Person in the public panicking a bit. Fear. New blood, and I'm not by any means saying that new blood is where we're there. I'm saying that there was new blood as reality. Yeah? And some of the guys been shaken a bit, which is expected. It's a lesson. Yeah?
How long you had working with this team preparing for this match?
That's a trick question.
And I'm not just talking about, remember you include overseas based players as well. I mean the players who are here locally.
I'm trying to think. There's a long story behind that. We called training some time ago, but the turnout was not what it should be. And we take a look at it, the makeup of the team, a number of players. Unavailable because they had to go to school, unavailable because of work. It was a real throw of the dice. So we've been trying to work with young players to get them up to speed with this game. You can't get up to speed by just training. You get up to speed by being in the situation over time. Yeah? You're not going to go from be 15 to be 17 and get up to speed in the senior game. Those are professionals.
The second half was stark contrast to the first half. What did you say to the players at halftime?
Well, what did the players do? Players made adjustments. Yeah? So we went back to the things that we were training. Guys were a lot more organized, a lot more patient. We had something about us. We went back to how we wanted to play. Yeah. So we were trying to do some things. So we have tons of space, we give the ball to persons who are comfortable with the ball, they move the ball around, because in our half, and the youngsters were trying to make runs to get behind the basket.
Just to move to the players just a little bit, just want to talk to Jelani, the goalkeeper. Give us a general thought on how you felt the team played, comparing, contrasting halves, and with you seeing a lot of the action from behind, what are some of the moments that you felt the team ought to be down 5-0 by halftime?
On the international level, is a game of chess. If you make the wrong move, you will be out. And what happened is that some assignments caused us to make unnecessary mistakes and missing their assignments.
I really want to congratulate you and say you really had a splendid game, and I thought because you were getting knocked a lot. What made you wanted to play for Anguilla? First match here in the Caribbean, and how were the conditions like out there for you coming from the UK?
To play for Anguilla, and for me it is. For some, I'm not sure, but yeah, in terms of the conditions, I found it alright. I felt comfortable out there. I didn't feel like I was off the level when I played. I was off the mark, and yeah, but it was frustrating when you get fouled. But to me, that just means that you're a good enough player. You get fouled. But yeah, no, I felt comfortable out there.
How did you feel playing with the guys for the first time?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was the whole camp was fun. Definitely a new experience for me, and I'd love to come back out there again. And but yeah, in terms of playing with them, obviously it's different. I'm used to seeing English football, and it's a bit different out there, But no, I enjoyed it.
Luke, you has been at the forefront of all of these matches. Your general thoughts and your how you thought the team.
I wear my heart on my sleeve personally. I think as you can tell, the team's pretty young. It was very much betting into boys out there that are bigger, stronger, faster than us, and that showed in the scoreline and the performance. And we've taken a big step backwards as a nation, as a club, which is a massive shame. It's a very young squad, a new squad. Didn't have probably as much time as we wanted to gel together. Missing some senior players, and recruitment, which you can see from the St. Martin guys, they brought in a lot of new faces that don't normally play for the national side. And Anguilla haven't done the same. We've called on the youth, and it showed today in the performance, in the height, in the weight, in everything. It's just getting into place. And it's for me personally, in terms of my performance, it's hard out there. It's hot out there. I'm from the UK. Acclimatising is difficult, but you've got to dig deep. But it's difficult, as I said, playing with new players, not enough time to gel. And again, they're young, inexperienced players, and it's a new experience. And you're trying to get people up for the game, but I think the scoreline shows that it was
Alex, I thought from your performance, I think you would have played in the match against St. Lucia, correct?
Yes.
Stark contrast, you look very comfortable out there, you look real settled. What would you say contribute to your performance today?
Really just, at least for me, I wanted to put my name out there with, starting on a national team, and you see these guys on TV, big senior players that, have a lot of experience in the game, and just trying to be like Marco. So, just feeding off the energy, trying to learn more about the game. And I think this is my first international game. I was a bit nervous, but now I'm more calm, set up. I've done experience, hype, crowd, and stuff. Wasn't really used to it, but now I think I got used to it, and I'm a lot more patient, especially with my team. It's like Luke, he was grooming me and saying to take my time and where to play the ball. There's no patience, and if it's not there, just don't do it. Just take your time and just bring it back again. So
I think the last time you would have played on.
I felt, for me, it felt more natural. Because for a club, I play in the back, centre backs, it felt more like a natural position. For me this time, I wasn't too frantic with the ball as when I started. First played right back, I was a little bit frantic. Sometimes I was indecisive with some heart, but I still managed to hold it down and take my time, play the ball. I feel much better in the back.
Nico, as we try to put a bow on this press conference, what's next for Angola? And by just, way of encouragement, the St. Martin coach did make comments on their thoughts and how well they thought you all play. What's the next step for Angola? Tom?
Get them involved in that end of game. I think some of the guys will be back. We have Bonia, a 12, 16 is St. Martin again. And I will bet you, when Luke comes back, we're gonna get up. So my promise to the public that more work we put in, and once we get some games organized, we can get one or two guys down, and we can really work out the things that we've started. Because it's only a start. Yeah? It's only a start.
Well, like I said, we won't really play to lose, but at least we've seen what you've been trying to work with, what you had to work with today. And it's like Luke says, for the most part, men against boys, St. Martin team, they brought in quite a number of players. I was able to research on a couple of the players as well, who they brought in, and they really went all out to do justice to their team. Hopefully we can do that here in Angola as well, because we just want to see upward movement. Continue to work, guys, and this is just a first step in this year's tournament, and we're certainly looking forward to much better things in the not too distant future. Okay?